Happy Friday. It's July 17th, 2020, and it's another day to be thankful to being on the right side of the ground. I am looking forward to enjoying this cup of coffee with you all today. Welcome to today's episode of The Modern Believer, the podcast that reminds us that the good news is that there is good news. Now, you may be wondering, Eddie, what or who is the modern believer? That's a fair question. Here's my answer. The modern believer is you. It's our families. It's me. It's our communities. It seems that in a world with so many contrasting views, we're constantly bombarded with news that do the opposite of cheering us up. The modern believer is a person that knows and believes change can happen. One believer at a time. With so many different views, there's always one thing that we can all agree on. And that's that we enjoy a positive story, good news, and good vibes to get us through the day. Even with so many things going on in today's world, it's important to remember there's humanity and there's a lot of good going on. Before we begin, wow, thank you so much to everyone that tuned in, shared, liked, subscribed, and left a rating. We had a total of over 1,000 total views and listens in 9 countries, including plus the United States, so 10. Big special thank you to our friends in Ireland, New Zealand, Australia, Germany, Spain, France, Panama, and Venezuela. Special thank you to you all. Please keep sharing with your loved ones, families, and thank you so much for sharing. A lot of people shared it on their Instagram story. That was amazing. The podcast is now also officially live on every single major platform. So please follow the pages and stay up to date with not only the latest episodes, but on the lookout for more good news throughout the week. On today's episode of The Modern Believer, we will be talking about how New Orleans Saints future Hall of Fame quarterback, Drew Brees, shaved his head to support a company's mission to raise money and awareness for cancer research, a cafe in Charlotte, North Carolina that restores hope, and a person that reminds us to dream big. Let's begin. Drew Brees shaves his head. On a brisk Thursday morning in March earlier this year, while the entire world woke up, 30 minutes south of Boston in Quincy, Massachusetts, the workforce of Granite Telecommunications was getting ready for the biggest day of their year. No, it wasn't a big sale or an IPO or not a merger. It was Granite Telecommunications' annual Saving by Shaving event. An event that friends and family shave their heads in solidarity to raise awareness for cancer and raise funds for cancer research. This tradition began in 2013 when CEO Rob Hale jokingly dared a member to shave his beard in exchange for $1,000, a $1,000 donation to a local cancer hospital. The employee did it. Needless to say, over the next 2 weeks, hundreds of employees reached out for the same exact opportunity. And that first year, Rob Hale and the Granite team raised over $2 million. $2 million for cancer research. Fast forward to 2020, and the company has the likes of Governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, Hall of Fame athletes like Ty Law, legendary athletes like David Ortiz, and Drew Brees lining up asking for the same exact opportunity that those hundreds of employees did in 2013. This year, with the combined efforts of all the athletes and sponsors and the Granite team, obviously, the company raised $7 million. I'm going to say that one more time. $7 million for Boston Children's Hospital. And over the last 6 years, Granite has actually donated over $25 million alone for cancer research. It truly is a breath of fresh air to see large companies being able to give back to their local communities, specifically or especially at this mass extent and the impact that it has. So congratulations to Rob Hale and the Granite team. The day wrapped up with Sandra Fenwick, the CEO of Boston Children's Hospital, saying, listen, this is an incredible opportunity for everyone to come out on behalf of the children and Boston Children's Hospital. Thank you to Rob and Karen and the Hale family, but also to the whole Granite team. You are really unbelievable friends of the hospital and, more importantly, for children broadly. Once again, $7 million. Congratulations to you, Rob, and the Granite team. You all are heroes. Second chances change the world. Why? To restore hope. How? Using work to teach life skills that create opportunity. What? Serve God, serve people, and serve great food. This is what Charlotte-based Community Matters Cafe, which is right off of First Street in Charlotte by the Carolina Panthers practice field, believes in. Community Matters Cafe is an extension program to the Charlotte Rescue Mission, a local organization that has transformed the lives of over 80 people. Well, not 80 people. It has transformed lives for over 80 years to people in the Charlotte area, okay, that have been impacted by addiction, both drug and alcohol, in the name of Jesus Christ. So they provide drug and alcohol recovery programs at no cost to those struggling with the disease of addiction. After completing the actual recovery program, the graduates can apply to the life skills program at the cafe. It's this awesome 6-month period that prepares the students to re-enter the workforce as smoothly as possible. By supporting the cafe, you are indirectly and directly letting all the people know that are getting over a really tough time that there's a community out there that believes in them and believes in their future. That's pretty neat, okay? Even with this COVID stuff, they are definitely still doing curbside service, following all the guidelines and procedures, and are open Monday through Friday from 7 to 3. 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., not 7 p.m. to 3 a.m., just in case you needed that reminder. So, again, if you're in the Charlotte area, they're right off of First Street by the Carolina Panthers practice field. Please, if you go visit, tag them, because that'd be amazing for them, and also tag me, the Modern Believer pages. So I can share on the social media as well. All profits and tips from the restaurant actually go back to support the program itself directly. Before we continue, listen, everyone, addiction is super real, and I've seen how it's impacted many lives, and how both I've seen the downside and I've seen people recover. So please, if you see a friend, loved one, or even an acquaintance that you're like, man, listen, I don't know, a little bit too much drinking or other stuff, please reach out to them, because it's very real, and there's 2 epidemics going on right now in the United States. It's COVID and the mental health pandemic. All right. So when someone calls you, or when you call someone because you're feeling down, or just for a chat, pick up the phone. If you're watching TV, pause it. I mean, Netflix can wait, because I don't think anyone really has cable like that anymore. But seriously, pick up the phone. You never know when someone's reaching out to you, whether it's just a friendly catch up, or just say that they love you and miss you. And you can be that ear for someone that needs it way more than you can imagine. So again, addiction's very real, and mental health is super important. So please look out for your loved ones. And if you're in the Charlotte area, now you know of an awesome charity that does great work for over 80 years. Ocean to the moon. Everyone I have ever met has had that one teacher when they were a kid that said, no, don't dream too big. You got to be a realist. No, Mr. Phelps, you can't be an Olympic swimmer. No, Mr. Jordan, you can't make it to the NBA. Now, I don't know Michael Phelps or Michael Jordan, but I'm sure they went through something similar. First of all, don't ever catch me. You tell a kid that they can't do something, all right? The kids are the future, and this world is far more theirs than it is ours. It's up to us to learn how we can hand this off to them in the best condition possible so they learn how they can do it for their kids and future generations to come. Back to topic. I have a new hero that proves that there's no such thing as dreaming too big. Big round of applause for Dr. Kathy Sullivan, former NASA astronaut that became the first human ever to walk on the moon and also reach the ocean's deepest point, which is Challenger Deep. So think about that. Challenger Deep is almost 11,000 meters under the water, and the moon is 238,000 miles away. So we should look at people like Dr. Kathy Sullivan as an inspiration for not even hundreds of reasons. I'm compelled to say thousands. My biggest takeaway: you can never dream too big. If you have goals, work for them. Okay. She is now one of 8 people to have ever reached Challenger Deep. So what's next for Dr. Kathy Sullivan? I'm not too sure, but I know someone like her is not hanging up the gloves anytime soon. So I will keep you posted. I'm going to go ahead and dream big and say maybe we'll get her on the podcast one day. Why not? Why not? So dream big. Things seldom go wrong when they do. After all, we're all in this thing called life together, and we're all one human race. Before our few seconds of gratitude, I have some updates from Lenny Fries, from Lenny's New York Pizza, and Ormond Beach, Florida. So, boy, am I glad Lenny corrected me. I reached out saying, oh, great stuff. You guys fed over 300 kids. Well, for 8 weeks, Lenny and his team fed over 4,000 kids for free. 4,000 kids for free. I also got to connect with Sam, one of the store managers, who was the employee that came up with the idea, and Lenny Fries, the guy that approved it. So a huge shout out to Sam and Lenny. I love you both, and I'm here in Orlando, so I really do look forward to making the drive up there sometime soon. They also did some awesome things for the local police force, so be on the lookout for that post later today on social media. Like it, share it, and thank you again, Lenny and Sam, for coming up with the idea. 4,000 kids, guys. Everyone, that's amazing. Maybe we get him on the podcast one day as well. You never know. So our 20 seconds of gratitude. I want you to think of one thing you are grateful for today. Just one, okay? If you think of more than one, that's great too. Let's take a few seconds to be grateful. Something small like ran out of coffee this morning, but it was just right. Or I found that one extra AAA battery I needed. Today, I am grateful for all the Nicks and Carries out there. Happy birthday to you both. The world became a better place when you were born. More specifically for today, huge birthday shout out for our friend Kelly Kusmal in Parma, Ohio. And a big shout out as well to Tri-City Helping Hand Services, an organization that provides safe, reliable, and timely transportation for people with disabilities in the area. They also provide adult day services and vocational habilitation as well. And, well, they planned a birthday drive for Kelly, so be on the lookout for that post as well. Even a former teacher of Kelly's joined. So, Kelly, this is for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kelly. Happy birthday to you. Woo! So, yeah. Seriously. That's awesome. My friend Garrett shared this with me the other day. It's kind of cool to think that someone out there is having the best day of their life today. Someone is proposing to a loved one. Someone is welcoming their child to this world. Someone got a job they've been trying so hard to get. Tomorrow could be your day. So keep on going and let every day's small and big accomplishments compound onto one another. Friendly reminder that one of the visions of the podcast is to have a single webpage with thousands of links filled with good news. So called the Good News Vault. So please keep tagging at The Modern Believer and using the hashtag Good News is the Good News. And if you want to learn more about the Vault and check out all the other social media links, check out the website, themodernbeliever.com. The website is running and up and running. The Vault will be up and running in a few weeks. Remember, there's a lot of good going on in the world. And thank you to the dozen people or so that signed up for the newsletter as well. That's coming very soon as well. All right. So I want to hear from you because I heard from so many people this week that it completely blew me away. So please email me or shoot me a DM at any time. I will try my best to get back to you ASAP. What do you want to hear on next episodes, on the next few episodes? Ultimately, you are the one that's taking the time out of your day to join me and all the other modern believers out there. So a lot of what cool stuff's going on in your city or at your company. Please share. And also hit that post with that hashtag Good News is the Good News. And although we can keep talking for hours about the amazing things going on in today's world, you need to go about your day, fly, and be free. But before you go, I want to remind you, again, I want to thank you for your time and remind you that I love you. I'm immensely proud of you, no matter where you are in life right now. You have a friend in me. So please leave feedback in the form of a review, download, follow, and please keep tagging the page. And remember, that smile you give, uplifting attitude, may change a complete stranger's day, even over the phone. So maybe, just maybe, thanks to the love that you give to someone when they need it the most, they start spreading that love to others. And then we build a beautiful chain reaction of love. Stay blessed and keep fighting the good fight. Thanks for joining today's episode of The Modern Believer, the podcast that reminds us that the good news is that there is good news. Make it a great day.